Today we're going to be learning about adding integers. So our learning target today is to find the sum of integers, meaning the addition answer to integers, positive and negative numbers. So our first example, and some of them I'm going to use a number line and some of them I am not going to, but the first couple ones I'm going to show you how to solve it using a number line. Positive 4 plus negative 4. Using a number line, I'm going to start at 0 and count to positive 4. That represents my 4. Then I'm going to draw an arrow 4 units to the left to represent adding negative 4. So 4 plus negative 4 equals 0. I ended up at the 0. For B, again using a number line, I have negative 1 plus negative 3. Again, starting at 0, I'm going to draw an arrow from 0 to negative 1 that represents the negative 1. Then draw an arrow from 3 units to the left representing adding negative 3. And I end at negative 4. So negative 1 plus negative 3 equals negative 4. Again, let's try another one with the number line. Find negative 2 plus 6. Again, I'm going to draw an arrow from 0 to negative 2 representing negative 2. Then draw an arrow 6 units to the right to represent adding 6. So negative 2 plus 6 equals 4. Let's try some on our own. So if I have negative 2 plus positive 2, using a number line, I can go 1, 2. So I went back, negative 2. And then I have to add positive 2. And I end at 0. Again, let's try a couple other. Oops. Let's do positive 4 plus negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus negative 5. So I have to go back 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I end up at negative 1. And we'll try one more. Negative 3 plus negative 3. So let's try this. If I have negative 3 1, 2, 3, negative 3 plus another negative 3, 1, 2, 3, I end up at negative 6 equals negative 6. So let's look at some of our key ideas. Adding integers with the same sign. Add the absolute values of the integers and then use the common sign. So if they have the same sign, all I'm doing is adding like normal, but keeping the same sign. 2 plus 5 equals 7. Negative 2 plus negative 5 equals negative 7. Now if I'm adding integers with different signs, I'm going to subtract the lesser absolute value from the greater absolute value. Then use the sign of the integer with the greater absolute value. Example, 8 plus negative 10 equals negative 2. Negative 10 is my greater absolute value, therefore my sign is going to be negative. And 10 minus 8 equals 2. Negative 13 plus 7 equals 4. This is saying 17 minus 13, and since my absolute value of 17 is greater, my number is positive. And the other one we're going to talk about is additive inverse property. When you add the opposite, the sum is always 0. 6 plus negative 6 equals 0. Negative 25 plus 25 equals 0. So let's try this by finding some sums. Negative 4 plus negative 2. So first I see that I have the same sign. So I'm just going to add 4 plus 2 and use the common sign, which is negative. 4 plus 2 equals 6, therefore negative 6. So the sum equals negative 6. Let's try A. Find 5 plus negative 10. Well, I see I have two different signs, so I know I'm going to be subtracting. 10 minus 5. But what should my sign be? Well, negative 10, the absolute value, is greater than the absolute value of 5. Therefore, I'm going to use the negative sign. So my answer is negative 5. B, find negative 3 plus 7. Same thing. Absolute value of 7 is greater than the absolute value of negative 3, so I subtract 7 minus 3. And I get 4. I have to use a sign from the 7, which was positive. The sum is 4. Negative 12 plus 12. Again, they are opposites. So the sum is going to be 0 because of the additive inverse property. The sum is 0. Let's try some on our own. Negative 2 plus 11. I see that my two signs are different, therefore I'm going to be subtracting. 11 minus 2 gives me 9. But which one has a greater absolute value? 2 or 11? Well, the 11's greater, therefore my answer is positive. Number 8. 9 plus negative 10. They both have different signs. Therefore, I know I'm subtracting. 10 minus 9 is 1. But which one has a greater absolute value? We have to figure out which sign we need to use. 9 or 10? Well, 10 is bigger. Therefore, my answer is negative. In number 9, I have two opposites, negative 31 plus 31. So my answer is going to equal 0. My sum is 0. Now what you guys are going to do is log into Big Ideas and sign in with your Clever and work on homework 102. This goes with chapter 1.2. If you have any questions, please email, or you can go to my waiting room during office hours and I will help you.